Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. I have another Monday quarterback video for you. I'm going to play this video and talk about things that are going on, to better explain what's going on, and talk about things that I think that are being done right and are done wrong. Here we go. I wish they would articulate what the unknown trouble was. Sounds like a domestic.
Hold on, I'm going to stand by in the lobby on the Pennsylvania side for someone else who's out with me. There are people out on the street here flagging me down, so they heard yelling as well. Could you guys let me in? Possibly. Did you guys hear any screaming? Uh-oh. Open the door, please. Well, I think I just heard gunshots coming from the building.
Alright, so like I said, I wish they would articulate what this unknown trouble is. So it could be, there's screaming and yelling going on, because he does say, hey, did you hear any screaming and yelling? And that's all they know. Someone could have called 911 saying, hey, I hear people screaming and yelling, and then that's it. That's all they know. So with that, you don't know what you get into at that point. So I can't fault the officer for not getting his rifle out, because domestics don't always require, that to go on. It's not, although domestics are probably one of the more dangerous things that law enforcement can go to, because they do produce a lot of injuries. It's not always necessarily those things that are like a bank robbery in progress kind of call. Like a bank robbery in progress kind of call, yeah, you're for sure going to want to get out with a rifle. A domestic disturbance call, people yelling, no, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to be getting out with a rifle. So I can't fault him for not getting out with a rifle. However, when he says, shots fired, the other units who are on their way and have not got there yet, they need to be getting out with rifles. So now, this is an issue where they're in some type of apartment complex, some type of living facility, and there's a controlled access for the doors. So he's having to get this person to badge them in or key them in. The person probably has an RFID badge, and they waved it over the sensor, and that's causing the door to open. Once this officer steps inside, usually on the inside of the top of these kind of doors, there's a button, a power button. You reach up, press that button, and that turns the power off for the doors, and it keeps them open. So if you're not vertically challenged, you should be able to reach that and keep those doors open. If there is some type of object nearby, if there's like a rug right here in the opening, the best thing to do is take a rug, roll it up, and shove it in the door. That way it cannot close all the way, especially sliding doors like this. And that would allow other people who are coming to be able to spread that open a little bit more and then proceed on in. Because once those things close, it may be a lot difficult to get them open. All right, let's go.
10-4 channel 30-10-3, gunshot code from the building, 20-22 hours.
The 11th floor.
All
right, good. We got rifles. Outstanding.
11 a week?
So that's one of my biggest complaints when it comes to videos like this is officers neglecting to get rifles out. So they already got enough people there. First two people we see in front of us, they've got rifles. Love it.
Ready?
That's 7. What's this? 12. 8.
Is he 8 or is he 9?
He said 11 or 9. He was in. Watch that door. It's a lockdown here. Can you go in the trash room? Are you going down? He said 11:08, didn't he?
He said
He said he lived in 11.
double check one.
Figure out where he lives. Where's he live?
11:09. Where's the shots coming from?
He said 11:08, right?
11:08, yeah. Oh, it's right here.
11:08. Sir, stay up here.
You were?
Watch it.
Let me see your hands.
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 Damn! Shit!
Shots fired!
I'm hit. Officer down.
Okay.
You were?
Watch it.
Let me see your hands.
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 You were?
Watch it.
Let me see your hands. Hands.
Phew, the fucking crossfire. God damn.
You were?
Watch it.
Let me see your hands. Hands.
And the fucking magazine fell out. Alright. So I've seen enough already. So let's talk about this crossfire shit. This is not good positioning for an apartment door like this. Motherfucker comes out. Guess what? Now it's crossfire. I think that everyone should choose one side of the door to be on. That way when that person comes out, and if you all have to fire, then guess what? There's no possibility of crossfire going on because everyone's on the same damn side. Friendly fire is not friendly. Fratricide is probably one of the worst things any entity can experience. When the line of duty death is caused by friendly fire, that's harder for the people involved, and that's harder for the public. For the people involved, the amount of emotional pain and turmoil that a person goes through knowing that they killed their own partner, their own coworker. That's a lifelong thing. Like there's no way they're ever going to forget that. I mean, as time goes on, there may be, they may be able to go days without thinking about it, but there's always going to be something that fucking reminds them of that. They're always going to be in having mental anguish over that. So, and then the people who work with them, some people may no longer trust that person. So there may be a lot of resentment. They may say, you know what, you need to fire this son of a bitch. People may not want to be friends with you anymore because you just killed their friend, their coworker. And then there may be some who still support you and whatnot, but it can cause division within the ranks. The person who did it, they're not going to ever live that down. Like I said, they may be able to cope with it some and go times without always constantly thinking about it, but there's always going to be something that reminds them of that. It's never going to escape them. And so it can turn them into substance abusers. They can become alcoholic, etc. Some of them may not. They may be able to live with it, but still it's going to be something there in the back of their head. Division within the ranks. Of course, the lawsuit that comes after that. The family, now the family's having to sue all these people who used to come over for barbecues and stuff like that. It just sucks. And then the public loses, they lose trust when the police are shooting the police. They're like, what the fuck's going on here? And people don't understand gunfighting. All they know is what they see on Hollywood. They don't understand shit. Like the guy, what state was it? Polk County Sheriff's Office. Young guy, 21 years old, just became a cop. They're at this domestic thing. Shots fired. Round goes through the wall of the trailer and hits and kills him. That's going to be hard for them to deal with. And the public doesn't understand stuff. And, I've already been seeing, news comments or comments on the news pages and stuff. People, those fucking idiots, blah, blah, blah. How are they the police, blah, 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 blah. Again, like I said, the general public does not understand the intricacies of gunfights. All they know is what they see off Hollywood. So it can cause a lot of distrust with the public. They don't believe in their police anymore. They're more skeptical of them. So it's all around. It's just bad. And when you think about it, it's not the natural order of things, right? It's like parents dying before their kids. That's not fucking normal. Brothers shooting each other unintentionally and causing them to die. That's not normal. The public is more understanding if an officer dies in a gunfight with a bank robber. Yeah, no one likes it when the good guys die, but it's something that they understand. That's a natural order, so to speak. When a cop shoots another fucking cop and they die, they don't understand that. That's against the natural order. So it's just bad overall. So if you can avoid crossfire, avoid it as much as possible. Because one, you don't want good people dying, and then two, the aftermath of it, it's just shit. So they all should have been on one side of the door, and when this guy came out, they all would have been free and clear to fire without any worries of people getting hit. All right.
Hands
Hands.
All right, magazine on the deck. And his rifle is empty. This surprisingly happens a lot. People will load those magazines to full capacity, and they'll stick the mag in the gun, and it doesn't click in all the way. Or they'll go to insert, even if they don't load it to full capacity, they'll insert it, but they do not insert it harshly enough, I guess you could say. And they don't do a tug to make sure that it's properly seated. This happens more often than what you think. So, proper way to load a rifle. Well, all right, so normally patrol rifles and shotguns are stored in a condition that's known as patrol ready, meaning there is no round in the chamber, it's just a magazine inserted. Or with a shotgun, there's no round in the breech, it's just the tube is full of shells. So that's patrol ready. When you get out and you need to put it to use, you charge the handle or you pump the action on the shotgun to get it loaded up. So when a rifle, you're going to be driving around with an empty rifle or a rifle without a round in the chamber. That means that when you go to insert the magazine into this rifle, the bolt is going to be in the closed position, right? So if you have a magazine that is fully loaded and you insert that magazine, those rounds are going to press up against the bottom of the bolt. And because that magazine is so fully loaded, those rounds cannot depress any further. So you're not going to be able to get that magazine to lock in place. That's why you take a 30-round magazine and you download 2 rounds. So you just load a 30-round mag to 28. That way, when you insert that magazine into the rifle and that brass presses up against the bottom of the bolt, those rounds that are in that magazine are able to compress down as you're pressing the magazine up, and then it locks into place. So when you are putting a magazine in a rifle with the bolt closed, you press in hard, and then you give it a tug. That ensures the rifle has a magazine locked in place. If you press in and then tug and that magazine comes with you, obviously you're going to know the magazine's not locked in place because it's still in your fucking hand, right? So you insert magazine, tap it, and then tug it. And that ensures that you've got a magazine locked in place. So this officer probably did not tug on the magazine, and it did not come free, obviously, when he would do that, or else he would know the magazine's not in there. So it's either that's going on, or he inadvertently pressed the magazine release while he was doing finger indexing, keeping his finger off the trigger. And it's possible that as he was coming back, he pressed his finger up against the magazine release, bringing it back to the trigger, and it fell out that way. But either way, magazine is now out of the gun. Rifle is out of the fight until he gets it reloaded.
We got shots fired. Stuff like that. Shots fired.
And he doesn't even realize it. He's pointing an empty gun at this guy. That's fucking crazy. Shit. All right.
It's right here. Sir, stay up here.
Stewart?
Raise your hands. Hands. I'm hit. Officer down.
Okay.
Stewart?
Watch it.
Raise your hands. Hands.
That quick. Action generally beats reaction. So, yeah, this guy was able to act and get a round off before the officers were able to even identify the fact that he had a gun, and then respond to that. So this is that's a scary freeze frame to see the fire coming out the gun like that. Yeah, this is an angle, this is a view that not many people have seen. And sometimes this is the last thing people see. Like I said, positioning on the door could have been better. The guys with the rifles, they should have been up front, ready to deal with it. And even then, even with rifles up front, this guy coming out with his hands where they are, it was so quick. He just opens the door, steps out, raises the gun, and fires before they can even process what's going on. I got nothing else. If you like what you hear and see, go ahead and give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more Monday quarterback videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.